You know, I was going to start off this review by doing some really cool Shazam effect and me turning into something else, but in the end I'm not that good at editing. Shazam is directed by David F. Sanberg and stars Asher Angel as Billy Batson, a young 14-year-old boy foster kid who can turn into an adult superhero named Shazam after he says the magic word. Now, I've been looking forward to this movie for a really long time, ever since this movie was originally announced back in 2014 on the original DC slate, and fun fact, this is the only DC movie that actually stuck to its original release date, other than Suicide Squad, which was pretty close to release at that point anyway, but other than Suicide Squad, this is the only one that actually stuck to its date, which is pretty impressive. But even since that day, I was really excited for this movie just because Shazam is such a cool character. The idea that a young boy, after saying the word Shazam, can turn into an adult superhero with powers on the level of Superman, it's really, really cool. It's an interesting idea, and nobody had ever made a movie for him, so I thought it was going to be really cool to actually finally, in 2019, get a film for him. It's now here, it's now arrived, and my god, is this film something special. First off, Asher Angel as Billy Batson I thought was really good. I actually really like the character of Billy Batson because he is a bit of a dick. He is a bit of, you know, he's a bit angsty. He's not exactly the nicest guy, but you actually see why he's like that, and you actually get to understand and sympathize as to why he's like that. You know, he's a foster kid and he's in and out of loads of different foster homes, lots of different foster families, and you kind of understand why. He runs away quite a lot, but there is a specific reason why he runs away a lot, and once you actually see that, you start to kind of understand and sympathize as to why he's that way, and I thought that Asher Angel did a really good job of portraying all that. And then of course you can't really talk about Asher Angel and not talk about Zachary Levi, who is also incredible as playing the adult version of Shazam. This is just a brilliant casting. Like, Zachary Levi has such a young face, and then on top of that, just his personality. Like, you can tell that this is just a big kid. And Zachary Levi is a huge fan of Shazam and just a huge fan of comics in general, so you can see that he was really happy to get this role. And again, the fact he was able to play such a big kid, like, you could see that. He has that really young energy to him. And these two together, like, as a pair, they're just brilliant, and I just love the fact that they were just able to go from one to the other seamlessly, and I really believed it. The standout of this movie for sure, though, is Jack Dylan Grazer. Like, he was fantastic in this. I mean, I was a big fan of Jack Dylan Grazer in It. I thought he was really fantastic in that movie, and when I heard he was cast in this, I was thought fantastic, and he was great in this. Just the correct level of humour, the correct level of sarcasm, but also there was a certain element to his character that is revealed around halfway through the movie where you kind of be like, yeah, like, you're kind of right, man. Like, he's kind of got a point, and I think that he did a really good job of portraying that as well. Obviously, if you're a big fan of Jack Dylan Grazer, if you liked him in It, you will really like him in this movie. And then we also had Mark Strong redeeming himself in the DC universe after playing the villain in the Green Lantern film. We now actually have him playing Dr. Sivana in this film, and Dr. Sivana was a fine villain. He wasn't exactly the most developed villain. He wasn't the best comic book villain in the world, but I think Mark Strong did a really good job of portraying him. I really like Mark Strong as an actor, especially when he gets to play villains. He always has a lot of fun playing villains, and you can see that here. And I thought Dr. Sivana was pretty cool. Like I say, he's not the greatest comic book villain. He's no Thanos, but, you know, he's still a really cool villain nonetheless. But what I really appreciated about Dr. Sivana as a character is the big sort of final battle in this movie is so different to all the other films in the DCEU thus far, because it's not some big CGI monster. I mean, obviously there is CGI involved, obviously, but the main threat isn't this big CGI monster like in Justice League with Steppenwolf or BVS with Doomsday. You get nothing like that. Like, this is actually just a actual person-on-person fight, and it just feels a lot more grounded and realistic. And that is actually a big compliment I will give to Shazam overall. Given its context, it feels very grounded, and I appreciated that a lot. And that grounded nature kind of brings me into my next point, which is that I really love the fact that this movie's kind of dark. This movie has a lot of not scary necessarily, but still really dark elements that I think maybe even young kids may kind of scream at, because there's a lot of elements and a lot of moments in this film that made me go, whoa, like, wow, you actually went and did that. And it was really quite a lot I didn't expect that going into this. So when you see those moments, you do kind of get taken aback a bit because you weren't expecting it. But I love the fact that this movie is not afraid to go dark, because DC is a dark universe, and you know, the DC films thus far haven't really been able to go that dark yet. So to actually see this movie just go for it, I really appreciate it. And you can see that David F. Sanberg, who directed this film, you can kind of see his horror background coming through with this. Like in Aquaman with the trench scene, you can see James Wan's heritage. You can see David F. Sanberg all throughout this film. On the contrary, though, the humor is great in this movie as well. Really on point, really meta. It's very real humor. It feels like these characters are real people talking to each other and actually having this banter back and forth. It works really well, and the movie has a lot of heart too, especially when it comes to the family, like the specific foster family that Billy Batson is involved with in this film. They are all fantastic. They're all great, especially Darla. She's amazing in this. What an incredible young actress she was. And just the whole family, like this specific element has a lot of heart to it, which I really liked. Especially the dad in the movie as well, who's played by the same guy who plays... what's his name? The guy from The Walking Dead. I can't remember the character's name off the top of my head now. But he plays the guy from The Walking Dead. And them together, the whole family, it was just a really nice element, added a lot of humour and heart to the film overall. I think all of the filmmaking elements in this film also just fit together really well. Whether you look at the camera work and the cinematography, it's just a really well shot film and a really well made film. There are a lot of elements where, especially there's this specific cave that you would have seen in the trailer where Billy first meets the original Shazam. And that cave looked real. Like, I don't know how much of it was CGI and how much of it was practical, but it looked really authentic. And I was watching it thinking, like, I genuinely believe that this place exists. I have no questions in my mind at all. And that was really impressive, and I think that really comes down just to the authenticity of the film overall. Like I say, it feels grounded, it feels real, and that just really adds to how much investment you have in these characters. And every superhero movie, especially every superhero origin movie, needs a great score, a specific score that we can associate with that character, and I think Shazam definitely has some cool ones. It does sound a little bit more generic than perhaps some of the other stuff, especially some of the other themes in the DCEU. Like, granted, there's no like Wonder Woman theme in this where, you know, it just strikes out and just completely captures your attention like the Wonder Woman theme does, but I still feel like Shazam's theme is really cool, and again, when I hear that, I'm definitely going to think of Zachary Levi as Shazam. Overall, I really loved Shazam. Again, I was really excited about this movie. I was really hyped for it, especially as a big DC fan, you know, who has kind of been burned in the past by all these DC films, minus a couple. I really had my faith in this one, and I'm really glad that I did, because Shazam is an excellent film. It's fun, it's family friendly, but also has those dark elements, and it really all comes together in a way that presents this really nice, heartfelt, and just really funny superhero tale that I was really able to appreciate. And Zachary Levi leading the pack as a perfect casting really is like the icing of the cake of this movie. I really enjoyed Shazam. Make sure you go and check it out. Make sure you watch it, because it's a great film, and for me, easily, this is the best film of the DCEU so far. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have seen Shazam, make sure you let me know all your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let's have a conversation about this movie in the comment section down below. Also, make sure you stay tuned to the channel for this weekend. I am going to have my ranking of all the DCEU films up to this point, so make sure you stick around for that. That'll be coming out very, very soon. And as always, guys, if you want to see more movie reviews from me, be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys again next time.